Hello everybody, my name is Nick and this is Load TV. As always, if this is your first time joining us, please subscribe to our channel as well as check out Load.one to learn more about how Load is putting idle silver to work. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Now, as many of you know, we were recently down in Hartford, Connecticut at the Red Pill Expo, and there we had the opportunity to interview the author of the most successful financial book ever written, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the one, the only, Robert Kiyosaki. And so, without further ado, let's dive in.
Robert, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, diving right into it, you recently published your book, Fake, which speaks very heavily to fake assets, fake money, fake teachers. What really was the driving force for you behind all of this?
Well, this was the first book, and this is the number 15.
Yeah.
But this book is elementary school. This is graduate school.
I see.
And this book really drove this book. So I just go into more detail on here because fake is about fake money. And in 1971, the U.S. dollar became fake.
Mm-hmm.
It was the reserve currency of the world. And then when Nixon took it off the gold standard temporarily, it allowed the U.S. to print as much money as it wanted,
Mm-hmm.
which is why it's really stupid for somebody to say, save money. Why would you save money when they can print it?
Right.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Anyway,
No.
so there's fake teachers. And the only way this whole system can get perpetrated, you got to have teachers who teach you nothing about money.
Right.
Then you have fake assets. And so the whole thing works, they're the same thing, fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. Because then you have people who have no idea what they're doing. So they're investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, well-diversified portfolio, being taught by fake teachers such as financial planners, stockbrokers, real estate brokers. And the reason they're called brokers is because they're broker than you are. So I'm not for or against anything. I just think it's really interesting how gullible people are because they have no real financial education in schools.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you have made the statement before that they want you to be poor, which is a pretty powerful statement. When you're speaking to this they, who is they?
Well, I'm not a conspiracy type guy, but it's obvious that people profit from stupidity.
Right.
And so I'm not against, I'm not one of these guys. To me, if you're going to protect yourself from the big bad world,
Mm-hmm.
don't try and change the world. Change yourself. That's all I'm saying. So everybody wants your money, as you know. What, really? Yes, they want your money. So, and our government, they're not the brightest guys on earth. I was talking about, I'm not Republican or Democrat, I'm not pro or against religion or anything like that. But today we have socialists wanting to run our economy.
Right.
And nothing wrong with being a socialist. There's a time and place for a socialist. We need to be kind to people. But when you have this Ocasio-Cortez, she's a freshman congressman or something. She has a FICO score of 425. She's on the Congressional Budget Committee. My dog knows more about budgets than Ocasio-Cortez. And a 425 FICO score means she doesn't pay her bills.
Right.
That's what it means. On top of that, I'm not trying to pick on her, I'm just pointing out the obvious here. The most she ever made was like $24,000 a year as a bartender. And now she's handing out jobs that pay $150,000 a year. Well, where does $150,000 come from? Not her bar business, but from our taxpayers. So that's why I get all riled up, but I'm not going to change her. She's a very beautiful, smart woman.
Mm-hmm.
And her staff loves it that she pays them so well, but I'm not going to change that. I can just change me. So that's kind of the way I look at it. You got Bernie Sanders, he's a hardcore socialist, probably a communist. Am I going to change him? No, but I can change me.
So you have been very critical of the education system and saying that it doesn't really equip us for success these days. Can you elaborate a little on that? And then as well, what can we do as individuals to prepare ourselves better?
Well, education is more important than ever before, but as I wrote, fake teachers. What do teachers know about money? Look at them. Their pensions are broke. I feel for them. My poor dad was a highly educated school teacher. He was broke. Why are we taking lessons from them? So again, I'm not here to change them. You can change yourself. So as I wrote about in Fake, when I came back from Vietnam, my poor dad wanted me to get my master's degree, which I signed up to get my MBA. And my rich dad said, "You're not going to get rich with your MBA." So I said, what do you recommend? So my rich dad recommended I take real estate courses. And it's not about real estate courses, it's about debt and taxes. You see, real estate is the best for using debt. And the more debt I use, which is other people's money, I pay no taxes. It's a lovely game. So President Trump and I are we're friends. I know he's not well liked by a lot of people, but he's a smart man. But we're real estate guys. And so we use a lot of debt, other people's money, and we pay nothing in taxes legally. So I cover that in Fake. Unfortunately, the average person cannot do it because they don't have the proper education. So I have to take real estate classes to understand how to do real estate and all this. And the average person really doesn't know how to do that, so they should really just stay out of debt and invest for the long term in a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. That's where most people are at, so that's good for them.
Excellent. So in a recent interview that you had with Kitco News, you said that gold makes you very happy and that the holding precious metals attracts more wealth. Why do precious metals make you, or gold make you happy, and what are your thoughts on an asset like silver?
Well, I cover that in this book, Fake, here, okay? Because I've had different teachers when it comes to the metals industry. I have taken a gold mine public in China. So I started the gold mine with my team, went public. I know a lot about gold. And I took a silver mine out of Argentina public, again through the Toronto Stock Exchange. And I've taken an oil company public. So I'm a capitalist in oil, silver, and gold. But one of my best teachers when it came to gold and silver was a guru named Guru Deva. He was a white guy who was an Indian guru. And so this guy comes and he teaches one of my classes. I used to run a business school. And Guru Deva shows up, he's all dripping in white. Solid gold glasses, gold dripping all over him. And everybody's talking about God and religion, good stuff, spirituality, but I want to know gold. Why are you on to gold? Because I like gold. And I said, so Guru, why do you like gold? And he smiled and he said, because gold is the tears of God. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, well, number one, gold has been here since the earth was formed. And gold is the attractor of wealth. So he said to me, since gold's the tears of God, if you want, let's say, $1,000 a month, this is a long time ago, you hold $1,000 worth of gold. So the gold attracts more God's blessings. So I don't know if it's true, don't quote me on that. I have a lot of gold today because I want God's blessings on my gold. And I don't hold ETFs. You know, I'm in hardcore gold, hardcore silver. That said, silver is an industrial metal, as you know. I don't have to tell you that. So silver is important for purification, electronics, and all this. So I hold silver because it's a precious metal that's also an industrial metal. But I'm not saying it's true. Guru Deva said gold is the tears of God. So why mess with God?
Fair enough. And well said. So shifting gears a little bit, what are your thoughts then, you know, when you're speaking about fake money and fake asset, what are your thoughts on things like cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin?
Well, it's like anything, you better study it to get into it.
Right.
Don't take my advice on crypto, okay? Because I don't know much about it. I own some, but I'm not very good at it. So that's all I can say. If you wanted to learn to, and I have a Ferrari,
Right.
but don't ask me to fix my Ferrari because I don't know anything about it. But I can tell you how to finance a Ferrari.
Fair enough.
And that's the difference. So it's like anything else. I meet a lot of these younger guys are into mining Bitcoin and Ethereum and those things. There's a market for it. I think it's more blockchain than anything else. But that's about all I know. And I think it's going to be a big disruptor, you know, as fiat currency or fake government money gets more shaky.
Yeah. So speaking of how you know, fiat currencies get more shaky, do you think returning to something like a gold-silver standard would be in the best interest of people?
Well, my friend President Trump wants us to get back on the gold standard, but it'll never happen. The reason it'll never happen is for the same reason it took us off the gold standard in '71. Why would you want something you can't print? You know, the reason I don't like stocks is I've taken 3 companies public. It's manipulated. I can print that stuff. One day my stock price was, let's say, $1.25 a share. Next day I print 10 million more shares. It's down to 25 cents a share. Why would you buy something that can be manipulated like that? Gold and silver are tougher to manipulate. You can't just print it. So as long as there's stupid people out there who think that, you know, Apple stock or Microsoft or, you know, Amazon is for real, then you'll like stuff that you can print. I can manipulate the stock price or the price of money very, very easily. And that's why, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I know the game because I've taken 3 companies public. We manipulate the heck out of that stuff. And legally, everything we do is legal. We have good attorneys and all this.
But manipulation nonetheless.
Well, if you want people to buy, you lower the price. You want people to think it's valuable, you raise the price. The reason the stock market is at an all-time high today as we speak is because it's still printing money. And the big corporations, they're not reinvesting that money, they're just buying their share price back, which drives the share price higher. With high share prices, then all the suckers come in. Oh, the price is going up. And then it crashes and they all get wiped out. So,
all right, so
I think it's funny personally, but it's tragic.
all right, so one last question for you. Thank you so much again for joining us here. So we're obviously here at the Red Pill Expo, which its whole initiative is to wake people up to present truths in the world. What's your message going to be for the people?
Well, fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. I mean, what does school ever teach you about money? You should ask yourself, why don't they teach us about money?
I ask myself that every day.
Yeah, and then why would you take financial advice from a stockbroker or a financial planner or a real estate broker? Because they're broker than you are. They get manipulated. So that's kind of my message. I'm not for or against anything. I'm just saying, wake up. And number one is that, you know, I love and trust Ed Griffin a lot. You know, he wrote The Creature from Jekyll Island. That's a very important book for everybody in this business to read, because he'll understand why maybe you should be in gold and silver. Not everybody should be, but maybe you should be. So it's more to support my friend Ed and Pat Griffin. And that's my primary reason for being here, because you support your friends.
Robert, enjoy the Red Pill Expo.
Thank you very much.
And thus concludes our interview with Rich Dad Poor Dad Robert Kiyosaki. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, if this is your first time, please subscribe to our channel as well as check out Lode.one to learn more about how Lode is putting idle silver to work. That's all for today, guys, and take care.